now at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Jennifer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
This 30 thing is ridiculous.
What is?
That women are over the hill at 30. It's absurd.
Well, I just said that is when your beauty begins to fade, and I certainly do believe that.
Well, you have a girlfriend who's 28. What are you going to do with her in 2 years?
Well, I guess you'll have to stay tuned and find out.
Okay. So you've been married 4 times.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't you figure that maybe you would have figured that out on the first time, that you didn't need to get married and divorce all those times?
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
Well, you're the one preaching.
I've learned by doing, dear. I've been the first one to admit that.
I know.
I mean, you're acting like you've discovered some unferreted nugget of my background, and you're embarrassing me with it. The reality is you heard it from me.
I understand. I just think it's very funny that you preach to everyone about women being over the hill at 30,
right?
And all these ridiculous statements.
So you say it's ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous. What's your husband's name?
That's none of your business.
Not married, are you?
That's none of your business.
I see. Well, of course, dear. You're 42 years old, and that certainly wouldn't help your argument if we knew you're.
I'm not 42. By the way. You're
over 42?
I'm not saying what.
Well, why won't you tell us how old you are, darling, if you're so into the truth?
Because it doesn't matter what.
Dear, it does matter, actually.
It matters.
It matters just as much as why I got married or divorced. It is just as relevant.
It really isn't.
Yes. Oh, why do you insist on hiding that fact? If you are so proud of who you are and what you are, why don't you tell us how old you are? How long are you past your expiration date?
All I have to say is I'm a woman, and I can speak for women.
Dear, you can speak only for your miserable self. That's about it. You're not speaking for anybody else, because you know what? Attractive women don't agree with you.
I'm attractive.
No,
I could have boyfriends, and I could have...
Dear, it coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what? If you're a bitch, it doesn't matter.
If you want to label me, you go right ahead.
Dear, everyone listening has already seen the B word in their heads.
Really? That's really funny.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Because
I'm not laughing. I'm not joking either.
Does that make me a bitch because I think that women over the age of 30
No,
are
it makes you a bitch because you talk like a bitch, you act like a bitch, and you are a bitch.
No, it's just because the statement...
There are bitches under the age of 30, darling. It has nothing to do with your age.
No, it has to do with the statements that you're making about women and your general...
Well, clearly, you're over 30 if you're all this concerned about it.
There are gorgeous women at all ages.
Well, dear, that's very nice. You tell the boys next time there's a 78-year-old centerfold in Playboy to go out and buy that issue. We'll see how many do.
Okay, but when you talk about 30, it's just crazy.
Well, dear, that's just because you're over 30, and now you're worried that you've passed your expiration date.
It doesn't matter to me. I could have...
But you have passed your expiration date.
Does not make...
If you haven't cashed in your chips by now, the odds of you snagging a desirable man are beginning to plummet.
I have a boyfriend.
Really?
Yes.
How does he tolerate you? You're probably his booty call.
He's crazy about me, no?
Well, then what is he, a pussy? You have his balls in your purse, right?
You know, why do you always belittle people who just disagree with you? Why can't you just accept that there's a lot of women out there who totally disagree?
Mostly homely or old or fat. Paul, what do you want to say to Jennifer?
Hey, Jennifer, this is Paul. I want to tell you one quick thing. The only reason that women go out there to school and sit in the classroom for 4 years is because they have to do for themselves what no man would do for them.
That's not true because, I had a man who I was married to, and I could have had anything I wanted. And
what happened to that marriage?
He gave me everything that I wanted. I didn't want to be married anymore, and it only took me once to figure that out.
If he was giving you everything that you wanted, why did the marriage end?
Because as far as what you're saying that man can give you, money and this kind of stuff, that I had all that.
Why did it end?
It's not important.
So
you guys have a total...
Listen, all I'm saying right now is that a beautiful woman does not have to go to school, does not have to get an education. We're not saying she's smart, but she doesn't have to do it because there are plenty men out there who are willing to do it for them in exchange for their body.
Okay, that's fine, but do you think that every woman over 30 is over the hill?
That's not my opinion. That's Tom's opinion, but...
Thank you.
By the way, no one said women turn hideous at 30. All I'm saying is, after 30, you can't be a 10 anymore.
Oh, I totally disagree with that.
You cannot be a 10 with crow's feet and all these wrinkles on your forehead.
30.
Hey,
Oh,
Tom,
please.
take me out Kobe style.
Here you go, Paul.
Thank you.
This is about us. She's so special to me. You're the beats in my heart. You're the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
All right, Chris, what did you want to say to Jennifer on the Tom Leykis show?
All these women are in denial. If they were so good looking, they would actually admit it. They're ugly, they're fat, and they're afraid to say it. Because if they did, then what's the point of living?
So you agree with Tom that every woman over 30 is over the hill?
Past their prime.
Over the hill, not attractive.
I never said that.
If they're not making the bucks, well, I mean, what are they going to bring in the relationship?
And are you saying that a woman who makes money has to be ugly?
No.
They generally are in order to compensate for their lack of appearance. Their lack of
I know a
desirability.
lot of attractive women who make a lot of money.
Well, but you know what? They're either models or they're Britney Spears. Other than that, I've seen the list of the Power 50 in the Fortune magazine, the most powerful women in business. Not a hot chick in the bunch.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Really?
1-800-5800-866.
Shut up! Why do you listen to Tom then? You don't like him, don't listen to him.
I used to listen to him every
I listen to him every night. He is my idol.
Shut up, I'm talking.
Okay. Shut up!
The Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. And call our comment line.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, God.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You got to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. It's you and me on the radio. A study looks at the effect of fairy tales on girls' self-esteem. And the authors of the study are concerned with the messages that fairy tales are sending to young girls, that beauty is valued, that people who are ugly are also mean. And I happen to believe that these fairy tales very accurately portray the way we really feel in this society. And I go a step further. I don't think beautiful women are all that concerned about things like this. It's the homely, fat, fugly ones. Our toll-free telephone number is 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. It's Karen on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you?
Do you care?
Not really.
Oh, so why did you ask?
Just thought it would be a good way to open the conversation.
Oh, I see. With you feigning interest in my well-being.
Yes, because I think that you're just so disgusting.
Really? How so?
And so obnoxious.
I'm listening. Tell me how.
And everything you say.
Well, give me some examples. I'd like to hear.
Everything you say is the reality and the truth. And I do not understand what is wrong with the women that call you, other than they're young and stupid and fat and ugly, that they don't believe what you're saying. What you're saying is the way the world is. This is reality. Why can't they accept that?
They're in denial, clearly.
They are in total denial. Complete denial. Your show should be required listening for every woman over the age of 15.
I think
they
that's
should
true.
Listen to every word you say, because this is the reality of the world.
It's about time somebody opened their mouth and told the truth.
It is. It is about time. And why they don't listen, I don't know. Any of them that call you and disagree with anything you say, they're just not dealing in reality. I agree with them. You're obnoxious. You're disgusting. But this is the truth.
Well, telling the truth is what's important, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Even when it's disgusting.
Yes.
Karen?
Yes. And I admire you so much for telling the truth. I just wish more women would listen to you. You're not required listening for men. You're the required listening for the young women out there.
And women do need to hear this. Thank you. Disgusting, but true. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Rocky on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Rocky.
I love your show. I listen to you almost every day.
Uh-huh.
But I do hear you saying a lot that there's no such thing as a 10 over 30.
Over 30. 30 is the last chance you have to be considered a 10. Now, maybe you'd be a 9 or an 8.5 or maybe even a 9.5. But perfection goes away when the crow's feet start to set in.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that Carmen Electra, J-Lo, Elizabeth Hurley, Pam Anderson, Vivica Fox, I'm pretty sure even Brooke Burke are all...
There, I would not list all of those as 10s. Not in the least.
Well, society looks at them as hot babes.
Well, again, no one said you can't be hot, but you can't be perfect anymore.
You think there's actually something as perfect?
That's what a 10 indicates. Yeah. A scale of 1 to 10. Yeah. Essentially 10 being 100%. Mm-hmm. 1 being 10%.
Okay, well, hot is good, very good. Maybe perfect isn't...
Well, that's what a 10 is. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Well...
You can't be that after 30.
And the other thing is that men aren't very picky. You know what I mean? They're not hard...
Oh, I agree. Men should be a lot pickier.
Yeah, they're not...
But as I always say, if there's a line at the men's room at the Four Seasons, we'll go to the mobile station across the street.
Well, and then every guy thinks that these Playboy centerfolds are perfect. They're not.
Well, they look perfect in Playboy.
Yeah, but they're not in reality.
Some are and some are not. I've seen them in person.
Some are very average with fake boobs.
Some are, and some are perfect.
Well, I like your show a lot, and thank you.
Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Chris on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, Chris.
$10 says Rocky was her stage name. I just got one extra point to add out before my cell phone goes dead.
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while, you got to bang one over 40 just for the sake of doing it.
Oh, well, let me. In fact, I have said women over the age of 40 do serve a purpose because young men, especially 21, 22 years old, these are the men who the women of their same age won't talk to them. Because the women who are 18, 19, 20, 21, they're going out with guys who are 30 and have their careers going.
Yeah, I live in Long Beach. I live a short walk away from the campus here, and I'm no stranger to 9 and above poo-tang, but every once in a while you got to go out and hit the ones that are close to 50, because those are the ones that are going to blow your doors off. They'll blow your doors off, all right, and they're readily available. Because they misinterpret your interest as you think they've still got it, when in reality, you're just looking for the availability and the quick access that you'll get. That's right. But you go out to a dive bar and you find the girl that's got a couple kids at home and she's still single. Yeah. That's the one that's going to tear you up when you get her in the sack. She will, but then if she gets knocked up, she's going to hit you up for child support like she did with the other guys. Yeah, very true, Tom. All right, Chris. Blow me up, Tom. Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Carlos on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Dad. How's it going?
All right, son.
I've been listening to you for 3 years, man.
Thank you.
And if it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Yes, I understand.
I've been confused, but now I see the light. I just got a few things to say about this, man. This is BS.
Yes.
If all these fat, homely chicks spent a quarter of that energy on improving themselves, pulling themselves out of that proverbial slop,
right,
running a couple miles, anything,
yes,
they'd be a lot happier. But they're sitting there with their chunky monkey in their lap, watching Days of Our Lives, thinking, oh, why don't I have a man? Why won't anyone, dust the cobwebs off my stuff?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. I mean, I saw how this was in high school, college. I mean, the chicks who are there to look to score are the fine ones. They know what they want. They know who's after them. The homely ones would do their work, study, and that's why I would cheat off. And that's what got me through high school.
I understand.
I scored with the cheerleaders, cheered off the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I did it. And to this day, I go to an ugly chick to do my taxes, and I go to a fine chick to take care of me downstairs.
Of course.
You know, that's how it's always going to be.
That's right. Ugly chicks will do your taxes, or they'll run your errands for you.
Yeah. They can go, put a Kinko's for me, make me a few copies, something like that. But then I go down to my fine chicks, and they know what they're for. And, I may shoot the ugly ones a glimmer of hope or something, flash a chest, maybe a quick bicep flex, something like that. But that's about it. But see, they got that hope. They'll still keep working for me to reach that. Oh, maybe I can do them this time or that time. And you know what? No. But they keep doing my errands, and I keep living easy.
That's my son.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I don't think you're anything like your air personality.
Maybe this is just a small slice of the whole pie.
Good or bad?
I guess I have to leave that up to the rest of humanity to decide.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Let's go. The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Donna on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to tell you, I listen to you sometimes. I'm 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely beautiful when I was young, and I'm not too bad right now.
Not too bad right now. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
How much do you weigh?
About 185.
All right, you're fat.
Well, I'm not in prime shape. But
you're not even in good shape.
Oh, I am in. Oh, well, that's okay. What I wanted to say to you is you're going to be the guy in the back of the limo, stuck in rush hour traffic, driving down the street to Sin City, and you're going to be with somebody that you will never have anything in common with.
Dear, I will have one thing in common. Banging all day long. That's what I will have in common.
Yes, you will. But, I work with many, many physicians. I have a master's degree. I'm working on my PhD.
Oh, so you're not married?
Oh, yes, I am. I've been married for 20 years.
Oh.
This is actually my third marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 children. And I'm very happy. I have a wonderful life, and usually I just laugh at the things that you say.
So your husband makes more money than you do?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I'm not shocked at that.
No, but I made that choice because I married...
Because you had no choice.
Oh, I did. I had plenty of choice.
Really? So multimillionaires were coming after you, but you chose a man who makes less money than you do?
Yes.
I see.
My first husband is a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm. No, back when you were attractive, you could get a multimillionaire.
Well, I was very attractive.
At that time.
Well, yeah, when I got married...
But those days are over.
I was very attractive, and I made the right choice.
So those days are over, and now you're with a man who makes less money than you do.
And that, you know what? It doesn't matter because...
Well, that's what everybody says when they can't get a man who makes money.
I'll tell you what. He is the best thing I've ever had in bed. So why can't I set my standards like yours?
Well, you can set them like mine if you want to. That's okay with me. All I'm telling you is that women don't have to do that because attractive women don't need to go out and get PhD.
Well, what I was going to say is I work with very, very, very many well-to-do, educated men. And you know what? They're married.
By the way, the reason you're getting a PhD at 50 is because when you were attractive, you wouldn't have wasted your time.
Honey, when I was attractive, I was going to graduate school.
It's taken you 20 years to get a PhD?
I wasn't using a failed marriage as an excuse not to get a degree and not to further my education.
Really? Then why did you wait until 50 to get a PhD?
Because I just have been busy with other things.
Yes.
Yes, I have. Been working and raising a family.
Growing a menopausal mustache. Huh?
Hmm?
No, nothing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I have always been very attractive. And what I'm saying is I know attractive women, and they're also intelligent. Most of the world is not attractive. But
that's why attractive women are at a premium. And the more money you make, the more likely it is you'll get an attractive woman.
Well, see, the thing is that personality and companionship and compatibility is very important, and it's so funny that you can't acknowledge that.
Dear,
it's hysterical because
personality becomes important if I can't afford a hot chick.
Well, there's more to life than screwing. I mean,
Dear, that's what people who don't get screwed always say.
Well, I've been married for 20 years, and we have sex 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times a week, and we stay up all night long, and we have a fantastic sex life.
Well, then there you go. Screwing is important, isn't it?
It very much is, but also we laugh together, we party together, we have fun together.
Uh-huh.
And we have fun when we're in bed, and we have fun when we're out of bed. And I look for somebody that would make me happy, not that would...
Well, men and women are different.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is that I work with a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, and they are married to women that have educations. They are married to intelligent women.
Right, and then they have affairs with their receptionists.
Pardon me?
Then they have affairs with their receptionists.
They're really not.
Wait.
They're men with integrity.
Come on.
I mean,
Wait.
they're men with integrity.
Come on. Every time I drive around Los Angeles and I see hot chicks in BMW convertibles, I'm not thinking to myself, my God, I'll bet she's the best realtor over there at Coldwell Banker. I'll bet this woman had the highest sales figures at Mary Kay. I don't think that. I think there's some doctor who's been married 30 years to a 180-pound chick who is paying the BMW payments on the side.
Well, see, that's where you are very shallow.
But I'm also being very realistic.
Well, you're not really being true.
Oh.
You know, I agree with a lot of the things you say a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you totally discount compatibility and being able to sustain a relationship with sex and with companionship and compatibility. And that's just my point. And I did hear you say about your horrible date when you were heading to Las Vegas with some bimbo in the back seat that you had nothing in common with. And you know what? It would have been a much nicer trip if you'd have had a pretty woman with a brain.
No, it would have been a nicer trip if I hooked up with her in Vegas late at night after she'd had a few drinks, and we didn't have to sit there and have that big, long conversation.
Well, right, because you look at what people... You don't look at what people are. You look at what they have. And that's
I don't look at what they have. I look at what they can give to me. It doesn't matter what they have. If they're not giving it to me, I don't care what they have.
Well, you're right. I definitely get that.
I'm much more self-centered than you think.
Well, you know, and I know...
And you know what? Unlike most people, I'm honest enough to admit it. Most people do whatever's in their own self-interest. And then they pretend that they're doing things for other people, when in reality they do things for themselves.
Well, I definitely give you credit for that. But it's such a shame that you're such an influence on young people that take you serious when you're...
Well, I should be taken serious. I'm telling the truth here.
Well...
Attractive women get a lot further in life than ugly women. That's the way it is. Well, ugly women have to compensate by studying hard and getting PhDs.
I totally agree with you. Attractive people get further ahead than unattractive people.
Right.
But there are plenty of attractive women that...
You ever notice how that people say this, and I've met people who've proven this to me. You ever notice that blind people have a better sense of hearing than most of us?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because they have to compensate. They lack one thing, and they compensate in other areas. Same thing is true with attractiveness and lack of same. Women who go to school all their lives and keep getting more degrees and work hard, work their way up the corporate ladder, they do it because they lack looks.
Well, they also do it because...
They are compensating for a lack in some area.
Why can't I be attractive and intelligent?
Well, I don't know why you can't, but dear, you're 180 pounds. Maybe you should answer that question.
Just the fact that a woman cannot be attractive and intelligent. And why do you...
I don't know. If you would take the fork out of your mouth, maybe we'd get the answer.
Well, sorry, honey, but I'm chewing on it right now.
I'll bet you are.
And why do you insist that men don't want a woman that has a brain?
Well, because women with a brain never shut up.
Well, that's kind of nice when you're in the back of a car for a long drive.
You know what? I'd rather be one of my buddies in the back of the car because my buddies read the paper. They know what's going on in the world. They vote. They participate. And chicks, until they turn too old for me to get an erection looking at them, those are the people that they don't have anything to say.
And I'll tell you what, most 20-year-old women probably find 40-year-old men kind of dull.
Well, you say that, but you'd be amazed how many of them I've had.
Well, I know, but they're totally, not very intelligent.
Most women are looking for daddy. And believe me, I've been the daddy of many young ladies.
Well, that's really a shame.
I have a nice little stanky there, too.
I just wanted
They've been very bad girls.
Well, you can be very bad and very smart. And I can speak...
Well, I would say I'm both.
Well, good luck to you. but I just really hope that people take you with a grain of salt and understand that there are women.
So you don't think what I'm saying is true?
That want to use them.
You don't like what I'm saying, but like the caller said earlier, I'm disgusting, but I tell the truth. Don't you agree?
Well, the truth as you see it. The truth is
most people see it. That's why so many people tune into the Tom Leykis show, because they agree with what I'm saying.
Well, they like the shock value, but
and they agree with me.
Very many pretty women are born with brains, and if you have brains, it's incredibly frustrating to be an ornament.
Yes, well, you know what? That's too bad for the Sharon Stones of the world. By the way, she's not a 10 anymore either. Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. More of your telephone calls coming up as we continue. Don't go anyway.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. Michelle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I'd ask you how you're doing, but you know I wouldn't care, so.
I know.
At least we can be honest.
That's right.
I actually wanted to call in because I don't think you're being entirely fair to beautiful women.
How so?
I mean, well, to be honest and fair, I would say I'm a Southern California 8, anywhere else 9, 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
But in Southern California, like you said, beauty's a premium. It's a lot more common here. So to put yourself above, other standards and to keep yourself from just being a complete ornament, a lot of intelligent and pretty women choose to do something to make themselves stand apart. I'm going into law school in this coming fall. And I don't think that in any way or form makes me less attractive or anything.
How many attractive women are in law school?
Oh, I'm not denying that there's a limited number. But
And by the way, there's a lot of women in law school, but they're just not attractive for the most part.
And I don't disagree with you in that. Most of my pre-law people weren't. But to me, I think that's actually one of those things that should encourage attractive women to use their brains. I mean, honestly, if you were a person at a law firm and you were going to sit there and hire somebody, and you had somebody like me who's an 8-9 sitting there with the same standards as somebody who's a 4 or 5, which one are you going to hire?
Well, attractive women will certainly get a lot further, a lot faster. But by the same token, you certainly have the option of doing this, but you don't need to do it.
No, you don't.
If you're as hot as you say you are, there's a man out there, probably hundreds of them, who will pay your every bill, and even if you married them, you know the way it is in California. You marry a guy for 2 years, take $2 million on the way out the door as a lovely parting gift. You know how it works.
I would never do anyway.
Well, but you could, and it's certainly available to you.
But
So you have no pressure to succeed as an attorney or anything else.
But you do. That's actually the other point that you were mentioning. You said that women, once they hit 30, even if they're good-looking still, they lose their chance to be that
Right.
type.
Well, the idea is to cash your chips in as early as you can. Not too early, but as early as you can. You don't want to get past that window of 25 to 30 years old.
But eventually you're still saying your value, one thing that you're saying that these women, the ones who would rest simply on their looks, are going to be left with at 30 is alimony and a deflated sense of...
Well, not only that, if you're that hot, you could marry a rich man and then through community property take a good portion of what he's earned.
Still, though, I mean, you have nothing left but yourself. Why not... why... I don't know. I guess I don't get that. For me, I understand that I'm good looking.
Well, you see, at that time, if you chose to go to school, then you could go to school.
Yeah, but then...
And you could study whatever you like. But you don't even need a job. If you married a really rich guy and then you took him to the cleaners of the 7-figure range, you don't even need the job.
Yeah, but then you have nothing that you can say definingly as you. I mean, what you used to say is, well, I was beautiful, is now I was beautiful. And that's just pathetic.
Well, there's a lot of women who say that. I used to be beautiful. I used to be a 10. Yeah, there's a lot of that out there.
And it's sad. I mean, I would rather personally, and I think that there's some pretty women out there. I'm hoping, please call in if you are. But there's got to be some beautiful women out there who know that eventually, no matter how good looking they are, it's going to wane, and they want something else that they can say that they
Most beautiful women don't think that far ahead. In fact, most of them don't think at all.
I guess I got lucky then. I had a father who didn't let me rest on that.
Oh, see that?
Beyond that, actually, the other thing I was going to mention is my problem with fairy tales isn't the one that these women are talking about, it makes pretty women feel like they can rest on that and ugly women feel like there's nothing. Mine is actually for you guys. I don't think it's fair, the standard it sets for relationships, that a woman has to do absolutely nothing but sit there and a guy's going to come along on his white horse and rescue him and be everything she ever dreamed of. No guy's ever going to take that back. 99% of the guys in the world will never match up to that, and there's every girl, including ugly ones, going around.
Yes, but see, for guys, that's great because then we can exploit the lowered self-esteem that exists after having these incredible expectations.
There's a point to that, but at the same point, it's kind of sad when there's girls who are, say, 8s instead of 10s who are sitting there going, no, you're just not quite good enough for me. And there's a lot of women who I think who are 8s and 9s in their youth, and sat there and did that forever, and then became...
Well, that's right. And ultimately, they end up marrying Poindexter in the IT department because Poindexter at least has a job and will show up at home for dinner every night at 6 o'clock.
Exactly, and I think that's equally sad for both sides.
Well, what's sad for Poindexter is all the nights he had to sit up working on somebody's computer while his now wife, the 1993 BMW, was out partying and being flown around the world and having a great time.
Yeah, that's true.
And, there's a lot of truth in that.
There is. There's absolutely truth.
When Poindexter from the IT department marries his wife, guess what? That BMW, that 1993 BMW, I drove in it already. I drove it over a few speed bumps. You can't smell the leather interior anymore. There's, that nice new car smell in there. But it's still a BMW, but it's a little old now.
A little bit worn out.
Me, I traded it in for a newer model.
Now, I had actually one other question for you.
Yes.
Which was in relation to when people are married, you've made kind of comments, but they've not really seemed to be defining as far as what I've heard, about if the woman makes more money. What do you think about that?
The woman makes more money when she is less attractive than the man or older than the man. Women who make a lot of money want to go out with men who make even more money. That's the way it is, and there are statistics to prove that.
No, and that's, do agree with the statistics.
So generally what happens, when you see a woman who makes more money than her husband, chances are she either has very low self-esteem, or she's not attractive, or she's overweight, or she's a little too old to be getting married. That's when that happens.
There's one other category, which is probably the one I fall into.
Which one is that?
I'm a little bit of a power freak, and I like the idea of a guy who isn't going to have power over me.
Well, you like that until you actually get a guy like that, and then you have no respect for him.
I'm engaged to one, actually. I've been with him
a complete pussy? Is he a complete pussy?
No, believe it or not, he's not. He puts his foot down, but generally he's just laid back. I think he just, unless it's a major issue, he doesn't let it bother him, and
and you're going to make more money than he is and everything?
Probably. I mean, I'm going law. He's a manager for a corporation, but he's like a $60,000 a year, whereas law, I mean, you're going to be closer to about 100.
Is your ultimate goal to quit and have babies?
Haven't decided on that yet, but actually in the talking about it, he said he's actually wanted to open his own business. So he's actually suggested, well, possibly if my career goes really well, he'll open his own business and kind of keep a better eye on the kids and let me do my thing.
Really? Look at you.
Yeah.
So you are you're going to be in the power position. Then when you're an attorney, you can screw him out of half of everything he has.
No.
And take the kids away from him.
I'm a strict believer against alimony. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, women always say that until they find their husband in bed with the receptionist.
Oh, okay. No.
Amazing how their minds change.
I'm not against punishment. I'm not against punishment, only against alimony.
Yeah, well.
If you're punishing him for being unfaithful, that's a different story.
All right. Michelle, thank you very much. Yes, the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Let's continue here with Linda on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Tom.
Linda.
You're the man.
Oh, listen to you.
It's a privilege to be talking to you right now, and I couldn't understand what you were talking about because it was very quiet. So, anyway, but I do agree with what you said about ugly girls. I mean, they do study hard and all that, but they talk too much.
Yeah, and they never shut up is what they do.
They don't shut up, and then it's like, dude, okay, I give, dude, I don't know what to say.
These are all the women who sue for sexual harassment like anybody would ever sexually harass them.
Yeah, and then, like, it's, oh, God, I'm, like, thinking I'm too sorry right now.
Linda, listen to you.
No, I just started listening to you because my brother introduced me to this radio show.
Uh-huh.
And then, God, okay, hold on.
See, well, you know what you need? You need a little spanky here. If I gave you a little spanky, we'd calm you right down.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, you'd like that, would you?
Oh, for sure.
Listen to you.
No, but, yeah, I hardly, I do work, but I don't work as hard, and I think I do get paid more than I should for my age, but I didn't go to college or anything like that. But
What do you look like, Linda?
You make more than fat, ugly chicks. Fat, ugly chicks. Just say it, Linda.
No, I don't want to say it.
Linda, you don't want to say that you make more than the fat, ugly chicks, but you probably do, right?
Not necessarily, but
What do you look like, Linda?
I'm not ugly. I'm pretty.
That's the truth.
Really?
But
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
What do you weigh?
Korean.
You're Korean?
Yeah, I'm Korean. I'm talking like this, but I don't care because I'm not like other Koreans.
No, it's totally cool. And how much do you weigh, Linda?
I weigh 118.
118. Very nice. And do you have a nice rack, dear?
Do I have a nice what?
Rack? A nice rack?
What's a rack, Opa?
Rack.
Oh, I mean, it's decent. It's not like... but,
Oh, they don't have to be huge. Are they in good shape?
yeah, they're in good shape.
Really?
I do exercise. I do all the other good stuff. I mean, and the top...
You do what fat people don't.
I do what fat people don't, so...
Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, ask me any questions, I'll answer it, but I'm like... Totally, I can't.
Listen to you. Sounds like you're blushing. Oh, you need that spanking. I can tell.
Yeah, I think I do.
You really do. How would your brother feel if I gave you a good spanking?
My brother, he's like your biggest fan.
Really? Ask him how he'd feel if I spanked you.
Do you want to talk to him, Tom?
Yeah, okay.
I think he would really love to.
All right, put him on.
Okay, hold on.
Find out right now.
Oh, my God. Is this Tom Leykis?
It is.
Oh, Tom, I want to say that you are a god.
Oh, thank you.
God. I enjoy listening to your radio station, and my sister and I, we listen to it because we work in the same company.
Uh-huh.
And we agree with you 2,000% if there's such a word. And it's so funny how we listen to your radio show, and she and I are always dogging on the people that you talk to because we agree with you, like, so much.
Uh-huh.
Even today on the radio show, my sister was like, why can't these fat people get a life? Lose some weight.
Exactly.
Exactly, and I just tell my sister, this guy, he speaks from his heart. He's the man. He does not lie. You do not sugarcoat anything, boss, and I just want to say you are a god.
Well, thank you. Now, I was asking your sister how you might feel if I gave her a good spanking. How would you feel about that?
Oh, dude, Tom, you are the man. You know what? Whatever you do with her is your business. She's
Really?
old enough to take care of her business. You know what? Exactly. Just face the truth. Whatever happens between you two, hey, she's old enough to make a decision.
Really?
Like that lady who was saying that, you're older than those girls that you hit on. Well, that's real life, isn't it?
That's right.
I mean, these girls are looking for a spanking. They want you to get that right hand and say, kapow, do you like that?
That's right. I got money, power, and fame. That's what the women want.
That's what the women want. They want the man's man. They want the man who has confidence, got money, who knows what he's talking
Right.
about. One who doesn't bull crap.
That's right.
Exactly. No BS in between the lines,
Right.
Especially these people, I don't understand how they can be protective of their sisters. They're going to go and do the things that they want to do. If she was in bed with you, Tom Leykis, what can I say? You are the man. You did what you had to do.
Of course.
Exactly. And, Tom, it is such an honor to talk to you once again.
I know.
My sister just started saying, you know what, Tom Leykis is you are the...
Well, thank you for that.
Oh, Tom, I really enjoy listening to your radio show.
All right, well, you call me anytime.
All right, thanks, Bob. Here's my sister again.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hello?
Yeah, your brother said it's okay if I give you a good spanking. He's all for it if that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Now all I need is you to sign off on it.
Oh, my God. Dude, Tom, sorry, I'm too nervous right now. Like, say everything I wanted to say, but my mind's just, like, going bizarre right now.
Oh, listen to you. All right, well, you'll call us back. You'll drop us a line.
I will. I'll always listen to you guys.
You can send us an email and just tell us everything that's in your head.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Linda.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
If they hurt me, I stop loving them.
There's no second chance forgiveness.
If someone took a knife and put it in my heart and I survived, I could not come out of the hospital and say, I love you, man. I couldn't do it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Lindsay on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Tom?
Do you care, Lindsay?
I really do, actually.
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm fantastic, too.
Good.
I want to call and say that I don't completely disagree with the women that call because education is important. But I'm in the 13th grade at a community college.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I always say, oh, I want to be a lawyer or I want to, you know, be a doctor and all that because it sounds good. To tell you the truth, and this is the first time I've ever come out and say it, and be honest with myself, I don't know if I'll go past an AA. Because it's just like, I don't know if I really want to.
Yeah, and you don't really have to.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to sound, you know, like, oh, I'm not one of the fat, ugly chicks that's calling your show, but I don't think that I am.
Mm-hmm. I think many of the chicks will not get an AA while they're in college. I think they'll be going to AA.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that intelligence, like, I don't think that I'm not intelligent, but I don't have to read a book to have an intelligent conversation with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I think that street smarts is just not as important.
Well, if you were really, really homely, you couldn't afford to have an attitude like that.
Me?
If you were homely.
Oh.
You would not be able to afford to have an attitude like that.
Right. I don't know. I just think that, like, if I was, you know, like you said, in the back of a limo with someone and I was on my way somewhere and talking to them and stuff, I don't really think that the guy would want to be talking to me about the stock market. I think that he'd probably be wanting to talk about what I have and what he has and how they fit together.
I don't think, I don't even think you'd want to talk about it a lot. I think you'd like to demonstrate.
Exactly. I just don't think that, you know, like I said, reading a book is really how you get your intelligence. Because I've, you know, had some hard times.
Well, you can get intelligence from a book, but if you're attractive, you don't need to. And I think that's the bottom line. Corinne, you're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello. Corinne?
Yes.
Are you here with us?